Folks, there's a topic that I have not covered and I should have. We're going to cover it today with Jonathan from Convoy Home Loans, and that is, when should an investor reach out to a non-QM lender? We'll have him define what a non-QM lender is, and then we will talk most importantly about when you should be reaching out. Jonathan, how you doing, man?
I am surviving out here in Miami today. Just landed this morning.
Yeah, I took a red eye, I heard, so thank you for doing
Yeah,
this
my
on
God.
no
Yeah.
sleep.
Yep. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so do me a favor. For the audience that doesn't know what a non-QM lender is, can you just define it quickly? And then
Yeah.
we'll get into the meat of the discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, QM stands for qualified mortgage, and that's your normal conventional FHA, VA type loan. Non-QM is a non-qualified mortgage, which would be any loan that falls outside of the normal traditional conventional FHA or VA bucket. So,
Yeah. So,
jumbos are actually non-QM too. Yeah.
oh, there you go. So let
Yeah.
me ask about QM first. So for the novice out there, a QM mortgage in today's world, basically, they're trying to fit you in a box, right? At some point, like
Correct.
Matt, the mortgage guy who comes on Wednesday, who does almost exclusively QM, his team is trying to put you in a button. They push a button on their computer and it does its magic and it says, I don't know what it says, qualified or not qualified, or what
Yeah,
does it
approve
say?
eligible. Yeah,
There
approve
you go.
eligible. Yeah.
Yeah. So they push a button, they cross their fingers, they get approve eligible. It means that FHA or VA will buy the loan. It's qualified.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the percentage is, but a whole lot of situations are non-QM, meaning they don't qualify. Self-employed's been a problem, debt service, jumbo, as you just said. So
Mm-hmm.
now let's talk about why an investor, such as myself or anybody in one rental at a time, needs to be reaching out to a non-QM lender such as Convoy. What are all the reasons why?
Yeah, I think the biggest reason why is the make sense aspect, right? Because a lot of self-employed people, a lot of investors, they have money. It's not like they don't have the money. It's just they're choosing not to pay the taxes on the money because you can take advantage of the tax code, which is completely legal, right?
Yeah,
So
completely. Yeah.
yeah, why would you not do that, right? So it's for the people that are kind of not fitting in that code where it's a 2 year tax return, with reserves, with this your firstborn child's blood type, your blood type, all of that added together to kind of be out of that barrier and be in the barrier of, okay, well, now I'm out, kind of expanding beyond that. I have, a couple 100,000 in the bank. My taxes are not as strong because I took all the write-offs from being an investor or being self-employed, which you should.
Mhm.
And now I have a tax return that shows that I make $30,000, but in reality, probably I make 1 million.
Right.
So it's like, now we're taking, instead of having tax returns be the source of income, we can either go use your bank statements from your business and do 12 months of bank statements or 24 months of bank statements, use that to qualify you for the debt to income ratio, or use, if it's an investment property, use the cash flow of the property
Mhm.
to qualify for an investment property. So that kind of, I think those two things, and being outside of the normal traditional cookie cutter box, is when you should actually reach out to a non-QM lender. If you're in any way, shape, or form in any type of situation, you're like, oh, my debt to income ratio might be a little tight in the traditional way.
Mhm.
And then that's question right there. Hey, you should definitely reach out immediately.
Yeah. One of the things
Yeah.
I would tell you if you're following my channel, again, one of my rules is you got to be networking. I strongly recommend you reach out to a non-QM lender such as Dustin and Jonathan at Convoy, just to have them in your Rolodex. And again, the thing that this is, real estate investing is a people business. What I would do if I was reaching out to Convoy, even if I didn't have a deal today, is I would tell you what my plan is, right? I have a buy box. I'm going to be a buy and hold. I'm going to be a flipper. I'm going to do whatever you're going to do. I'm not judging, but have that conversations. Figure out which programs might make sense. Figure out where you might be light. Oh, your credit score is here, or about you need to get a little, you need to have a little bit more reserves. Have the conversations. Don't guess. When you're out looking for deals, you need to know that if you get a yes answer from a motivated seller, that you can close. So reach out. Reach out early. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, planning is the most important thing. We kind of talked about it last week with self-employed people and taxes, but it's kind of the same thing for non-self-employed people, or even people that are just investors and have cash or whatever. You really need a plan early. It's never too early to get a pre-approval, I think. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
Never too early.
you need to have that discussion, right? Very few people can write a check in cash. You need to know you get a yes answer from the seller and a yes answer from your lender. Those two go hand in hand, because without both, there is no deal.
Exactly. And I think it will not deter you from doing anything. It's not going to hurt you for getting that early. So get it early. Yeah, get the conversation started.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to, even if you're blown away, you don't want to get quote unquote pre-approval. Tell your lender what your plan is, because maybe they can highlight a red flag or say, no, I'm not your guy, because you're not everything to everyone. Let's be very clear. Convoy's not everything to everyone. So don't think you have a lender, execute a strategy, and then the lender's going, I can't help you. Right? That's
exactly. Right? Exactly.
The other thing I think about non-QM lenders and why people need to reach out to non-QM lenders is because the lending market is always changing. I believe 2023 will be the year that lenders get pickier and tighter. Debt service will go up. Coverage ratios will go up. You will see QM lenders want to say no. That just means they're going to spit out more willing and capable, i.e. makes sense lending opportunities for non-QM. So I believe the year of non-QM lenders is coming because I think QM is going to get wicked. Because again, I think rates will get lower as the year goes on, but credit will get tighter, which is mind-boggling for people. How can lending get tighter if rates go lower? Just because rates are low doesn't mean banks have to lend. So it's going to be a wild year.
Yeah, and especially if we're, going into a stated, like an actual declared recessionary period, then, the banks are going to get immediately, they're going to tighten up everything immediately. Yeah, they're going to shrivel up their lending guidelines and tight pipelines so tight because they don't want 2008 to happen. That's their number one priority, is not to make the financial crisis of 2008 happen again, and at least not have the blame put on them for writing bad loans.
It's somebody else's problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reality of it, right? They just don't want the blame. But because of that, I mean, we're already kind of seeing it. If a lot of viewers that I've spoken with too, that, like, for example, jumbo programs, they're going to talk to, Wells Fargo or Bank of America, and their max debt to income ratio is 43% or 41%, however they're doing it. And, we, potentially can go up to 45, 50. And so it's like, not having a non-QM lender to be able to do that. Yes, the rate might be higher, but it's not always about the rate, right? You can always refinance out, and it's the opportunity cost of actually being in it or not. Yeah. So yeah, I think you're definitely right. It's once it tightens up, it's going to get there, and and it's coming. It's not like we're talking about something that's not like it's coming. It's like far away. No, it's literally, it's right around the corner, right?
Yeah, so, I think that will be the, 2022 was the year of rate increases. 2023 is the year of credit tightening. I think the QM lenders are going to really tighten up. So that's why you need to reach out to non-QM lenders, whether it be Convoy or others. I keep bringing Convoy back because they provide amazing service. And if you want to work with the principals, Dustin or Jonathan, how do they do that?
Go to convoyhomeloans.com and let us know you're coming from ORAT. You'll get one of us to reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.